the world of weather, we have to talk about that wind over the weekend. On Saturday, it cut things short over at that aviation job fair, but we also saw a lot of havoc when it comes to those fires. A lot of them spread quickly. Wind really does a lot of that. And for those firefighters out there having to deal with all that, what can they expect today? I know wind is dying down this morning.
Yeah, it wasn't just the fires either. It was also dust. That did create some havoc on area roadways. I know that there were multiple accidents, one of which that we are going to talk about later, because there were reduced visibilities on the roadways because of blowing dust concerns. In fact, at one point on Saturday, there was a blowing dust advisory because visibility was reduced to less than 1/2 a mile. Now, as we take a look outside in the Tri-Cities, to Dave's point, the good news is winds are coming down. Winds definitely were at their strongest on Saturday, but even yesterday did stay a bit blustery. And then today we are going to be looking at light wind really around the entirety of the region. Right now in the Tri-Cities, we're sitting at 48 degrees underneath clear skies. Here's a look at your weather headlines today and going forward. We are going to see a sunny start to June. Every day this week is going to feature some sunshine. Temperatures are going to be staying a bit above average, and the high heat, though, does return by Friday through the weekend. That's when 90s will be back. We'll talk more about all three of these weather headlines coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. We begin this morning in Benton County. Crews continue to battle a pair of wildfires that sparked Saturday in the Finley region. As of yesterday, the Ayers fire is 80% contained, according to Benton County Fire District 1. The blaze sparked Saturday night while firefighters were focused on the nearby orchard fire, and it wasn't reported until hundreds of acres were already burnt. The fire has scorched 450 acres so far, but authorities say no structures are damaged. As for the orchard fire, officials now say that blaze is 60% contained. More than 510 acres have been burned since the fire started Saturday afternoon. Authorities say a metal shed and at least 2 power poles were damaged, but no power outages were reported. The cause of the fire and the Ayers fire remain under investigation. Crews are expected to remain on scene of both of those fires to monitor for hotspots. And we're also learning more about the deadly multi-car crash in rural Franklin County that ignited a fire over the weekend. Troopers with Washington State Patrol tell us one person is dead following a 6-car pileup north of Connell on Highway 395 Saturday afternoon. 4 others were injured in the crash. 29-year-old Andrew Thomas from Spokane was one of the drivers. He died at the scene, and the only person transported to the hospital was an 83-year-old woman. Take a look at this photo provided by Franklin County Sheriff's Office in the aftermath of the crash, and it shows some of the cars that burst into flames due to the incident. The northbound lanes of Highway 395 were closed for several hours while crews mopped up the scene. Authorities say the cause of the crash is due to speeding too fast for conditions. The driver that first crashed isn't facing any charges. 2 people are in custody following a string of shootings over the weekend. Walla Walla police say the incident first started at around 8 p.m. Friday when they responded to reports of shots fired near Chase Avenue and Myrtle Street. Witnesses say 3 men in a car fired at an individual riding his bike before fleeing. The cyclist was not injured, but shell casings were recovered. Later that night, police were called out to another report of gunfire in the area of South Division Street, where officers found a teen boy with a gunshot wound to the leg. Police say interviews with nearby witnesses and surveillance footage led them to one of the possible suspects in both shootings, a 27-year-old man. With the help of Walla Walla Regional SWAT team, the man and a juvenile were taken into custody early Saturday morning following a search warrant of the adult suspect's home. The 2 are booked on first-degree assault and drive-by shooting charges, among others. And a man is dead after crashing in Grant County Saturday morning. According to Washington State Patrol, 29-year-old Dakota Laser from Moses Lake was traveling eastbound on I-90 on the ramp from westbound State Route 26 when he attempted to turn right on a curve and lost control, causing his car to roll and land down an embankment. The man died at the scene, and deputies say he wasn't wearing a seatbelt at the time of the crash. A driver is in custody and facing charges for a serious hit-and-run crash on West Nob Hill Boulevard on Friday. Yakima police say the driver who caused the crash was arrested just after 12:30 Friday afternoon at Front and Spruce. The West Nob Hill overpass was closed from Ledwich Avenue to First Avenue. If you have any information on the crash, police would like to hear from you. Kennewick police found more than a pound of meth and several bullets in a stolen car that eluded police. The stolen car was found May 20th on West 6th Avenue near Conway Street. And after police got a search warrant, they found this pistol, magazines, and bullets. Police say the evidence they found also helped them identify a primary suspect, but so far there's no word of any arrests. Vintage Valley Parkway is back open after a landslide covered part of the road Thursday. The landslide forced the road to be closed from just past Yakima Chief Ranches to Buena. It blocked both the roadway and the walking path. No businesses were impacted, and so far there's no word on what caused the landslide. Drivers needing to commute through Pasco this week will want to prepare for some delays. Starting today, traffic revisions will be in place on West Argent Road between North 20th Avenue and Varney Lane due to utility installation. One-lane restrictions will be in place near the area, and city leaders say if you're planning on heading to the airport, you'll want to give yourself extra time. The project will be complete by the end of day Friday. Switching gears this morning, the city of Pasco is getting state funding to enhance public access to records. It's part of a more than $500,000 made available statewide from the Office of the Secretary of State. City leaders say they plan to use their portion, around $18,000, to reorganize and digitize records for easier access.
One of the things we get occasionally is a public record request for certain project information, or even for staff. If we have a project in the area that was previously worked on, we try to find the records that were already available, what information's available. This will be a huge benefit in saving time for staff and in turn public as well.
Now, the project, which also includes the remodeling of the current records department, will begin this summer. And the Benton Franklin Council of Governments also received a similar grant to the tune of nearly $8,000. A job fair at the Richland Airport brought out aviation enthusiasts and several companies looking to connect with one another. Beginning at 9 Saturday morning, folks were invited to speak with companies, including Alaska Airlines and Boeing, about careers in the aviation industry. Organizers say they were hoping to draw out the next generation of pilots.
The Career Day piece is to allow high schoolers and college students to take a look at all the different tentacles of aviation and explore those careers, talk to people in the fields.
This was the first year of the event, and they had to close down early, though, due to the wind. They're already looking forward to next year. And folks from around the area stopped by Columbia Park on Saturday for an annual car show benefiting a good cause. The Kennewick Police Foundation's Community Care Fund allows officers to help people in need, from baby formula to a hotel room. And to add to that fund, the 4th annual car show held over the weekend. The event still on the upswing, officials say. Each year, there's even more cars.
It just keeps getting better. We've got an extreme variety of cars, everything from the latest hot rod Mustang to, this old Packard, that, 68 Camaro, and the hand-built hot rods. Every year it's more diversified, and it just keeps getting bigger.
Last year, about $15,000 were raised to support the foundation. And finally, right in time for these high temperatures, the city of Kennewick held a ribbon cutting on Friday for a brand new splash pad. It's at the Kenneth Spurrier Memorial Pool, and it is the first of its kind in the city of Kennewick. That's because it conserves water by collecting and reusing it.
So every minute, there's 120 gallons of water that are flowing through the splash pad. So if you think about that on a heavy use day, it's open the entire day, that's a lot of water that could potentially just be flushed. So with having the recirculating, it is like a mini pool. So the water comes down into a tank, it's gone through our filtration system, and then it's pumped back out.
Right now, the splash pad will be open on the weekends from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m., but beginning on June 14th, it will be open all week long with the same hours as the Kenneth Spurrier Memorial Pool. A local organization raising money to help kids in the community to go to summer camp. Hundreds turned out yesterday at Grace Point Church in Pasco for the annual Color Run and Family Day event. From a wide array of outdoor recreational activities to a hamburger fundraiser, there was a little bit of everything for all ages to enjoy. Leaders say this was one of the bigger crowds they've seen over the last several years.
The fact that people showed up, the fact that people came out and had fun with us, the second anyone walks in the door, they matter and they're family to us. The whole idea was to create community, build community, and pull people into community.
Organizers tell us the donations gathered help send anywhere between 20 to 40 local kids to camp during the summer break. And finally, the Capitol Theater concludes the latest Capitol Best season with the comedy musical, The Addams Family. It's said to embrace the wackiness in every family, featuring an original story, and it's every father's nightmare. Wednesday Addams, the ultimate princess of darkness, has grown up and fallen in love with a sweet, smart young man from a respectable family. KIMA's John Kennedy O'Connor met with theater CEO Charlie Robin, to learn more about this fun musical.
Have you saved the best to last? The Addams family are in town.
Well, it's always relative, and this is a show about relatives.
It is indeed.
The quirkiest and the most bizarre, the ones that really annoy us the most, the ones that really do, it's like it really, stop. But we're really excited about having this show, and specifically to give an opportunity for people who know these characters to enjoy them, and for people who don't know these characters to actually have a chance to, just get to know the weirdness that is the Addams family.
The Addams Family musical has been touring the U.S. since 2011 after a long Broadway run, and it brings together all of the well-loved characters from the favorite kooky family.
They can expect a really great musical. It's an original story. It is not the television series. It is not the movies. People that know and love these characters have it be something that is going to be something iconic and tons of fun.
Now, I'm coming on Tuesday, so I'm looking forward to that. Will I be meeting this guy?
Whether it be in the house or on stage, they're always there.
Or is it a they? We don't know about cousin.
We define it as a they.
This is it.
Yes.
Well, nice to meet you, it. Thanks, Charlie.
Go back to your box.
Now, there are 2 performances today and tomorrow, both at 7:30 p.m. For information on tickets and other details, you can head over to our website, KIMATV.com. And with that, let's jump right over to meteorologist Jefferson Donovan to talk what they can expect for any folks that want to get out that way this afternoon or even tomorrow. I know we have temperatures that are going to be into the 70s. Not as hot as we saw on Saturday, but still definitely warm, right?
Yeah, today is going to be a very seasonal day, but we are to the warm season, of course. Now, as we go through the week, temperatures are just going to be heating up even further. Today, we will be looking at sunshine in Yakima. I do understand there are clouds overhead this morning, but I am expecting to break out to sunshine as we go into this afternoon. High temperatures today in Yakima will be climbing into the upper 70s. Now, in the Tri-Cities, I do have more in the way of sunshine than clouds today as temperatures do reach the low 80s, but the clouds that we are seeing overhead in Yakima right now will march towards the Tri-Cities in the next couple of hours. But again, I still am expecting more of a sunny day than a cloudy one